It's finally here, the Quar Sprew. So, I thought I'd take you on a little tour of the Quar Sprew. I got this weird top-down phone contraption. Ain't never used one of these, but I see YouTubers using this all the time, and I'm smart enough, I think. So, let's take a little tour. All right, the Sprew. You can see the top and the bottom, there's two halves. The top half in this image is the Crusaders, and the bottom half are the Cophin. There's 3 of each on the Sprew, and in the starter box, you're going to get 4 Sprues, so you'll be able to make 12 models. So for those of you new to the Quar, I'll point out a few things, and I guess those of you that are old hat at the Quar, I'll also point out a few things. So the Crusaders primarily is squad weapons use the bogans, and there's a number of bogans. Those are little semi-automatic rifles. They also use the resheath, which are these heavier rifles with the bayonets that are basically 20mm pistol slugs. Nice, good heavy weapon for pinning opponents, shooting up light vehicles. In a squad of 10, there are usually 3 resheaths and 7 bogans. The Yadril, or the sergeant, usually carries a bogan as well. Tends to operate in 3 fire teams. This is all in the rulebook too. Tends to operate in 3 fire teams of 3 with the Yadril floating between. Let's see. There's a little extra head here with a little cap. That's kind of fun. The backpacks, they've all got a little rigging system on the back here with backpacks, and then there's a number of these upper packs. So the square pack tends to go lower, or you can wear it merch style and go a little high. And then, like I said, one of the upper packs above it, extra little belt pack there. Below we've got the Cophin. I think we're still in frame. So their main squad weapon is the Harlech, which is a bolt action rifle. And so you've got a bunch of those. There's usually 8 of those per squad. And then they've got, I busted mine a little bit here. They've got the Cophin, which is a light machine gun, where a bunch of the squad's firepower comes from. And then their Yadril, the squad leader, carries a Doru, and there's a couple of different Doru-equipped arms, and that's a submachine gun. So sort of like a Tommy gun from World War II. Cophin and Yadrils, sergeants carry a Doru. We've got a little knit cap here. They've also got some square backpacks. Their little sleeping ruck goes below, and they've got a little ration tube that sometimes stacks on top. There, I'll show you the knit cap. There's a little knit cap here. I think you can see it, a little knit cap. A little off-duty cap. They've also got this little bag of baguettes, because Quar are always hungry and thirsty and in need of a cigarette. There's some grenades for each faction, some grenade throwing arms. There's a little Crusader canister grenade up here. Yeah, that's a tour of the Sprew. Again, you'll have a bunch of extra arms when you're done with this, because there's a ton of combinations here of how you can build these little guys. But I've got a plan for that too, so save your extra arms. One weird thing I will point out, not weird thing, due to the, and I'm going to have to say this like 100 times over the next year, because of how Quar are modeled and because of the plastic molding process, the Cophin have a shallower neck, and each of their heads has a little bit of a cloth collar on it to attach to those bodies. And it was just because the depth on the cloth collar just wasn't moldable in a steel mold. The Crusaders are sort of rounded off, and so they fit on there just fine. This only doesn't matter for plastic. This will only matter going forward. The plastic and metal versions that I'm doing, separate than the hard plastic, the Cophin will have to come in 2 flavors for their heads. Some of them will have heads that will fit on the plastic body, so you can swap those out. But most of the aftermarket, I keep banging this thing, most of the aftermarket Cophin will have heads more like the Crusaders, so that the heads are sort of universally swappable and posable between any 28mm Quar that may or may not exist in the future. So that'd be a little weird thing. just to take note again, maybe that's confusing, but once you see it, it'll make sense. And again, I'll have to say it a whole bunch of times throughout the course of the next few months, that there'll be a special set of heads that are interchangeable with the plastics, and then a set of heads that is interchangeable with every other model out there and the Crusader plastics. All right, more plastics. I assembled a few of these, and I thought we could just talk about them. So this is a Crusader. You can see I was talking in the last video of the lower and the upper pack. I've slapped these together really quick, so you see the little sprue marks. I was too excited. This one's carrying a Rishi rifle. That's, again, that heavy rifle with a bayonet. Let's see, who else do I have? Here's another Crusader with a bogan. You can see sort of the different upper pack options for the Crusaders. Bogan. I got these little plus sign shaped helmets. Put together a couple of Cophin. Both of these are with Harlechs. And again, you can see some backpack options with the lunchbox on the top, or lunchbox on the top and the little bedroll at the bottom. These show up. I think these show up. I'm probably out of center. Sorry if I've been out of center this whole video. Yeah, thought I'd throw some together and show you what they look like. All right, well, that's the sprue. I'll say I'm very excited about this. I've done a bunch of stuff. I've made a bunch of stuff. I've worked on feature films. I've worked on AAA video games. Done a bunch of things. This is one of the coolest things I've done. So thank you, Wargames Atlantic, Hudson, Charlie, and whoever else was involved behind the scenes. This is super exciting. All right, more videos soon. Thank you.